I am at the Just Stitch It booth, episode 23 of the Flaherty Follow Up. I have the lovely Monica Hicks Matheson with me, founder, creative. How many other titles do you have of this business?
I don't know. Call it what you may.
She is a staple at our horse shows. She does all the embroidery work for, I would say, 90+% of the trainers. We were talking too, like, we are probably one of the only industries that wear our own things. Like, we were at the airport one time and Patrick's like, I don't think anyone else like wears their own name on stuff other than horse people.
That's true. Other than horse people, yeah. And some of the names now that we wear for like the stallions, I think some of the people on the outside world are like, what? Like,
well, actually, that's hilarious because I was thinking Logan's going on a school trip and he needs a jacket. And I was like, all of his jackets are either like a winning jacket or like have a stallion name or something.
Yeah, or stallion name on it.
I might need to go buy a blank, but or not. Maybe it's cool.
Or not.
I don't know.
It's cool. Some people say, "Hey, what's that?" And then they go, "Really?" And then they're very interested in it. So I think it works.
The power of marketing, the power of a brand.
Yes.
Let's talk about that because I know you help people come up with brands like with the stallion names and kind of launch a whole series of hats, vests, jackets. How does that start?
I think it starts with the owners a little bit, and then your stallion management team and stuff, like on the stallion end, or even your trainers. It's all just kind of what you want to promote and how you want to be promoted. There's all different levels of where you want to be at and how much you want to put into it and stuff like that. But I think there's several types.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
There's several things you can start with and do. Basically, if you get, I try to just advise them to have a logo when you're first looking into something that is going to look good graphically as well as in print on merchandise. So as far as if it's clothes, if it's on a pop-up, if it's on your stall fronts, if it's on whatever like that, or hats or something like that, that's going to look something good. So you can see, because a lot of stuff is different graphically than it is when you place it on garments and place it on stuff.
For sure.
So you either have to, what I do is I call it's stitch friendly, or make it so it's embellishment friendly, to where it might be simplified a little bit, but it's still their logo and it's still your stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing. So you also do certain horse shows. Which horse shows are you the certified like merch person?
Most of the reining shows. I've gotten into the pleasure horse shows a little bit, some of the pleasure industry and the halter industry a little bit, but most of the shows I set up at are the reinings, just because that's what I'm at. I do of all the Brumley management shows, which would consist of Cactus, the High Roller. We do Run for the Million, and I do the NRHA Derby and Fraternity. I do the NRBC, and then I do the 100X shows now as well.
Okay.
So.
And have you seen an increase in demand from kind of all the exposure of this sport now, in Yellowstone, The Last Cowboy? Have you seen a demand for maybe the outside, not so much people in the horse circles wanting merchandise?
Yes, I do have to say that Yellowstone has paved the way. When that all broke into us, like it or hate it, whatever direction it is, there is no denying the fact that has paved the way for our industry or the horses. People wanting to know more, people seeing it more. Like I said, like it or hate it, whatever you think, but it definitely has brought a standard to where people want stuff now with their name on it, or they want something that looks like the Yellowstone, or they want something like that. So yes, definitely your answer to that is yes.
Yes. And how did you even get into this?
So ironically, I got into it. There was a lady kind of around my hometown area that she did stuff for universities and did stuff for a couple things like that. And I was interested in it. She would say, hey, I got this and her husband worked for 3M Corporation at the time.
Okay.
And she would say, hey, I have this big order. Can you come help me? I'll add pizza tonight. We'll have to do it. So I kind of and I love the creativity of it. I love the fact that it's not the same every day. And I don't think if I didn't get to see you guys with the stuff and get to see the horse show and with, like, I get to look out and go, hey, that's cool. That person has my hat on.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
like I use my awards, like, hey, you guys are going to win some coolers we did and stuff.
Yep.
I find a lot of enjoyment in helping people and fulfilling their needs and seeing them be happy.
Yes.
When they get the smile on their faces, when they get that stuff or when they wear it around is a lot. It does a lot for me. It makes me very happy.
Totally. And Monica's designed some personal stuff for me for real estate too. So it's across all brands. Obviously she's busy, so you probably have to kind of have an in with the horses, but I couldn't agree more. And I think that's a similarity even, you know, with my profession is the culmination of seeing that process, seeing that journey, and then seeing the end, you know what I mean? Or whatever, an end point, I should say. There's never an end, because then you always have to think of the next best thing, like what hat is going to be in, or beanie, or vest, or whatever. So,
so do you feel that more people have wanted on your real estate end, on the ranch life end of it? Do you feel like that more since the horse show and stuff like that, or since Yellowstone and stuff?
For sure. I think the best part about Yellowstone for me is when people ask, what do you do, or what does your husband do, when I say we're in the horses, and I was like, hey, have you watched Yellowstone? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, remember that part when these people fly up and the horse like slides on their back feet? They're like, yes, yes, yes. And I was like, that's what we do. So because describing it was kind of difficult. I mean, before it was like, Western dressage, like I couldn't really put a finger on it, and then like, but no, that was really easy. Yes,
like it's a little like
scoring system. Yeah. So anyway, well, shoot, thanks for taking some time,
and
I
appreciate it.
I hope this just gives insight a little bit more into all the vendors at a horse show and things like that. So
and all the stuff we can do. All right, thank you so much, and I'm going to go help a customer now.